Morning ladies, morning gents, hope you're all okay. What we're actually going to do today is I'm just going to continue decorating part of this journal. So if you want to join in, watch, then stay. If not, then turn off now. So what I've done is got another file piece here. What I've actually done with this one is I've created a fold down flap on the top. So all I've done was measured my piece of cards there, measured that out on another piece, and then all I've done is allowed half an inch on there to put a crease to stick down to create a flap. Now I've stuck this on here already today, simply because on this piece here I wanted to create almost like, do you remember when Alice was falling down the hole and you've got all the letters and numbers and cards and everything all falling down with her? So I wanted to create a background, and then I just wanted to do some tumbling cards all the way down there, but I will be sticking some magnets behind here to be putting cards on. So that's why I've done that, because I need that to be on there and flat before I go any further. So what I've created, I've taken a couple of cards already. I've created this, I don't know if you can, that will be the background. This one actually goes on the bottom, and then all I've done is I've taken some tiny little playing cards which I will have kind of falling down like so. So we'll start with that. That's the bottom one. So we'll start with the top. And all I've done is obviously distress around the edges there with a bit of ink. And what I need to do first is kind of roughly decide where I want these cards to be. Now I know that one's going to be at the top there. I can move this down a bit so it's actually in shot and you might be able to see what I'm doing then. So these obviously will all be tumbling down like so, and then that bit will be on the bottom of that piece of paper there. So all I've got is some of these tiny little magnets, okay, and I'm going to take two off of there, leaving them stuck together, and then on the back of one I'm going to take a tiny little bit of double-sided tape and stick that on there like so. Okay, I just stuck a tiny little bit of tape on the back there, and then I'm going to decide where roughly I'm going to be wanting my card to be able to stick on the page. So if I'm having this one on here, then I'm going to take this card here and put a magnet on the back of there. So if I can actually get this off of here, the backing, and I'm just going to stick that right in the middle of that card there, like so. And then the magnet that's stuck to it, again, I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of tape across there. So there's the card, and it's stuck on the back there, okay. And then remove the backing off of that, and then I'm going to stick that on there like so with the magnet on the back. And then you just kind of sort of peel the magnets apart and stick that on there. So that will be covered underneath the paper, and then I'll put a backing on that card. Okay, so let's just move these out of the way quickly, and then I'm going to glue this paper. Going around the edges of this. Make sure there's plenty of glue on now, like so. I'm just going to turn this around quickly because I need to make sure it's lined up properly. I want that round the right way as well, obviously. And I've just cut this exactly the same size as the flap, this piece of paper here. Just make sure that's all on there. Okay, and there we go. And as you can see, that has covered the magnet nicely, so no one will know it's there. Okay, like so. So that will be the top flap there. And then again, I wanted to do the same with the bottom. So I'm just going to put these roughly where I think they're going to go. Something like that. And then this one will be going on here. So I'm going to put the magnet onto the back of that one there. And again, just move these out of the way. So I'm going to take 2 magnets, like so, and then take a tiny little bit of double-sided tape, stick on one side of the magnets, and then remove the backing if I can without it all coming off, like so. That wasn't very good. Never mind, it will be covered. No one will notice. Okay, so again, got the card and I've put the magnets on the back, and then again I'm just going to take a tiny little piece of double-sided tape to stick onto the back of the other magnet. Oh, and it's actually come off on my finger. That's good, isn't it? Like so. And then just kind of decide roughly where I want that. That will go there. And these magnets are so strong they don't want to separate. And then that will go on there, like so. So then I'm going to stick this piece down. And go all around the edges. Such a beautiful day today. I've been out this morning and been to the market and stocked up on some felt and bits and pieces to be making stockings for the Christmas market. And I was all wrapped up nice and warm this morning, and I didn't need to be. It is like a summer's day out there. It is absolutely gorgeous. There we go, and then that one will be stuck on now. Just get that pushed down, like so. And then I'm going to stick these pieces on where I want them. All I've done is printed off some very, very tiny playing cards and then sort of cut them out and inked around the edges of them, so I know that they're going to fit on this page nicely and look like cards that are falling down, as you will see in a moment. Take this one, some glue on there, and have that on there, I think, like so. I'm not going to stick this one down yet, but that one will go there. I want that one kind of there. That one will go sort of there. And then I've taken the top of this card. I kind of, well, sort of cut it in half. So it still will kind of look like it's falling down the page. And then just putting the top corner of that card on there, like so. And then the bottom piece will go kind of lined up on a bit of paper underneath it. And then just line that up with the piece on the top. So it's just kind of where the crease of the paper is there, it kind of looks like, you know, it's still continuing down onto that page. That one will go there. That one will go on there. Yeah, that is a red one. That magnet's there. So if that goes there. Kind of have this one here, and then this little piece that I've cut off. Will go down the bottom. Like so. And then what I'm going to do very quickly, just move that to one side for a second, is I've just taken a scrap piece of paper and all it's got is lines on it, and then I'm just going to glue these down quickly, making sure I don't go over the magnet. To glue these down onto here. Like so. And this is actually how you would be doing your little magnet pieces. If I show you the first one, see there's the pages, okay, that will be placed in like that, and then this is a magnet. So all it does is hold the pages together, and you can kind of use that as a bookmark on there or at the top of the page or wherever to, you know, as a bookmark, I suppose. And do the same with this one. Oh, glue across that top bit there. This is about as small as I would go for putting a magnet underneath. You don't want to go too small because obviously you'll have trouble sticking the paper down underneath. And then I'm going to just very quickly cut these out. Yeah. All I do with little bits like this, instead of actually trying to, you know, distress around the edges of them, I will just take a black marker pen, I will show you in 2 seconds, and just run along the edges of these, because they're so diddy, and it's kind of, it feels to me like it's a waste of time keep getting your ink out and, you know, your distressing tool. And I'll just do that very quickly. And then to get rid of the white edges from the paper, let's get rid of that rubbish. To get rid of the edges on there, as I said, all I'm going to do is take a black pen and along the edge I just run around it like that with your black marker. So it is black marker pen, it's not going to come off, so be careful when you're doing it. That's one done, and you get that nice black line around the edge. Let's finish that off lovely, and you've not had to waste all that time with, you know, using the inks and whatever. So as you can see, it's just got a lovely little black line all around the edges of them. So now they're done, obviously they've got the magnets on there, then you can take your cards, place them kind of on there where you want them, and then just stick them on the top like so. Okay, so if I can quickly show you, let's just zoom in a little bit so you can actually see properly. Okay. Oh, we're over this side. So all I've done, place that on there, and then because you've got your magnet in the card, just plump that on there and it will stick where the magnet is. Okay, so you've got that and that. So it still looks like your cards are falling down, but you've actually got some tiny little journaling spots under there for that. And then that will go down there like so. Oh, that's come off of there because that's stuck to that magnet, that side. Never mind. Right, okay, so what I've done with this top piece here, that's going to keep throwing that off there. Perhaps I should have moved that magnet under there, because that's going to stick to that one. I may have to peel that card up and stick that under there. Right, we'll put that back on in a minute. It'll be fine once it's all stuck down properly. Then all I've done with this piece, if I can find it, is I've cut this out, and as you can see I've stuck loads of little square dimensional tabs on the back, and then I'm going to take all the back off of these. This is just going to be like a decorative piece. I'm not actually going to have any tags or anything placed underneath this one, so I just wanted to make this a little bit more dimensional. I mean, obviously you can decorate your folders how you choose to go in your journal, but you kind of get to the point of, doesn't matter how big the journal pack is, it kind of get to the point where you run out of tags and things, and you don't want to keep using the same tags and repeating it all the way through the journal. So it's nice to do a couple of just you know, like decorative pages rather than having journaling spots and tags and things on them. So I'll try to use as much as I can out of this, and also there is other tags and things on here as well that I have taken from other packs. Take all the sticky off the back of there, and then I'm just going to line that up on there. Like so. Just give that a little push down, make sure it's all stuck on there. So then you'll have that page like that, and it is dimensional, as you can see, so it kind of pops out of the page. Okay, let's just get rid of these rubbish bits here. There we go, like so. I can place them. See, these want to keep sticking to that one there, wanting to stick to each other. I should have put them on the opposite sides of the pages, but hey ho ladies, I may just have to cut a plain card and stick that down on there. That's what I might do actually. I can use both of these on this bottom page here with the magnet because they'll still stick on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out another playing card to go on there instead of using the magnet. But as I said, I've not actually done this before, so you know, you're kind of following me along as I go. But yeah, so now you know, if you're going to do a page like this that folds down and you want magnets on both sides, make sure they're the opposite sides. So if you've got the top magnet on this side, then put the bottom magnet on that side so they don't interfere with each other. So that will go down like that. And then what I've done for this page is I've cut this one out. Plenty of glue around there. I'm actually quite enjoying using these papers. It's really sort of unusual for me. I like, you know, like vintagey and shabby chic sort of style. So this is very unusual for me to be using a pack like this. So we're kind of just using, you know, like the pictures and things that pop out on these and using them for tuck spots and things instead of having to create all your own ones. And then again, fussy cut around there, backed it with some black card, cut around the edges, and then I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue across the bottom of him there. And place him down there where it lines up with the one underneath. Give that a good push down across the out. Run my finger up the back of there so that goes down a bit better. And then I'm just going to pop a journaling card in there and a large tag, so they will stay in there like so. So you have that page, and then I'm going to flip over to the back quickly and just decorate the back before we go on to the front, because I've got the wooden pieces that go on the front, so I thought we'd do that front bit last. Put the glue around the edges again. As I said, guys, you know, if you'd rather see these sort of just done and made, then, you know, let me know. But if you like to sort of follow along as I'm going, as this is all new to me, I've never done a tutorial like this before, so, you know, you have to kind of bear with me and let me know, do you want to follow through with me, or, you know, would you rather just see me making bits and show you once it's done? So we've got that there, and then all I've done is I've used this teapot this side, and I drew around a cup, side of a cup, to go on there to use for a little tuck spot. Put some black card on there. So then I'm just going to glue down that very edge there, like so. Line that up where I want it to be, right on the edge there. Give that a good push. Make sure that's stuck down there well. And then I've taken ticket, which I'll pop in there like so. I've got a playing card and a tag, drink me, and we'll just pop them in there. Okay, so you've got that. Okay, and then I'm going to flip back over to the front. This is the one that I've used for the front. Now, I don't have to put a backing sheet down with this one, because it's a sideways picture, so I'm actually going to flip it that way, make sure it's the right way round, and then I'm going to stick that straight down onto there. Because this actual picture was sideways, it comes out a little bit bigger than the others, even though I've printed them the same sort of size that I wanted with the other ones, how I printed them. But I tried it several times, and for some reason it just doesn't want to know. It just keeps coming out the same size. So let's line that up on there. Let's got that nice edge around there. Give that a bit push down. So take off the big glue, and then again I've got one of Fernley's wooden pieces, which is going to go in that top corner. Plenty of glue around there, make sure you get it on all the bits. Whoop, I nearly dropped that on the picture then. No, I'm actually going to go that way because I want that to come out onto the picture. Like so. Again, as I said, just make sure you take off your little glue bits. And then I've got two edge pieces, only tiny little ones. And I'm going to stick one going up one way and then one across the page the other way. So I want that one just a little bit in from the edge of this paper, because obviously it's got no backing behind it. So that one on there, and then I'll take the other one and do that going up in that corner across the opposite way. That good firm push down there. Again, just make sure your glue bits are off. And then very quickly, I need to find some more paper. I didn't think about that, did I? Oh, there we have it. And then I'm just going to make a flower to go in that corner. So it's taking me flower punch. This is an X-cut one. A piece of paper. Just going to cut out two of them, like so. Taking my mouse mat. This isn't a special mat of any kind. I just use a mouse mat. It does exactly the same thing. And then taking one of these to do my flowers that I picked up from the pound shop. This was actually in the nail section. And get a whole packet of these, and it does exactly the same as the flower making tools, and it only costs £1. So I'm just going to go around those leaves there, that way. You've obviously seen this done hundreds of times on loads of other people's videos, so I won't bore you too much with this. Just rolling it up the leaves there and back down again to curl them in. And you just do like tiny little circular motions, and then turn it over, and in the middle, there's circular motions there like that. lift that up. And then I'm going to dab a little bit of glue in the middle of there. When the glue decides to come out. And then place that one on the top. These are actually really awkward to line up, these little ones, once you've curled the leaves and things up, because they just want to sit in the same place together instead of being able to sort of offset the leaves a little bit. And then I've got this whole jar here of these little, I think they call them jazzles, not too sure, which I get off eBay, very, very cheap. Normally get quite a few of them, as you can see. I just get like hundreds in a bag. I think there was 500 or something like that in them. These pencils also, ladies, for picking up your gems and your little flat backs with to glue down, please do not pay a fortune for them. You can get them in a whole packet. I think you get 4 or 5 of these in a packet for 99p on eBay. So please do not be going to special craft sites and spending lots of money. You can get them very, very cheaply. And as you can see, it picks up beautifully. They are exactly the same thing. I was actually comparing with looking in the shop in Hobbycraft at these that pick up the gems and things, and they're actually exactly the same. So the shops are actually ripping you off, girls, so you know, please don't waste your money when you can get them on eBay for 99p for a whole pack of them, which I thought was excellent. And then just taking this little flower, I don't think I'm going to actually stick it in that corner. I'm going to stick it up here with this bit just to finish that off nicely there. I'm going to tuck that in there like so. Get that good push down. And obviously you can distress around the edges of your flowers as well if you want to. But there we go. And then that's the front page for that section. So you will have that, and then it opens out that way, and so you'll have him, and then obviously, as I said, that flips up. Whoop, yeah, I'm going to have to move these magnets under here, so because it keeps getting caught on the top one. I might be able to put a piece of card or something over there to block that off with. Then you'll have that page with your falling cards all the way down, and your magnets underneath, so you can stick some journaling spots on there. And then you'll have that one on there, and then that on the back. Okay, and then all you're going to do, again, we'll go through this after we've decorated. I've just got my pages, and they will go in there like that to make like a little file folder with your pages in. Okay guys, so I hope you've enjoyed that today. As I said, please do let me know if you you know, you want to follow me along step by step, or if you would rather I just made it and then come on and show you what I've done. So thanks for joining me today, guys. Love to you all. Be good to each other, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.